Hey guys, Ashwin here for another episode of quarist. So today we're going to be focusing on some new things here. So a couple of tanks sitting right here. This is a new one I just bought today. The goal of this tank is to start a nano aquarium. It's a 4-gallon tank, so it's pretty small. In comparison, my main tank, the one I showed you guys last episode, is a 90-gallon tank, so it's quite smaller. So for this, I bought as well some different accessories. One of them is a light. So this is a LED light, which will give full spectrum light, so that helps for good plant growth. And nice coloration too for the fish and all the stuff in the tank. Some sand here, fluorite black sand. This one is good for growing plants too. It has it's a nice substrate that has a lot of different nutrients in it, so that's good for growing some plants in there as well. And a little piece of driftwood as well. Hopefully it can stake out a little bit and give a nice be a good piece or maybe even a centerpiece for this aquarium. Now going back to the 90-gallon, going to the pet store, the fish store. I can't really hold myself back very well, so I got a couple of new friends here. They're in bags right now, so we're gonna transfer them over. I'm not gonna show you that because we did that last episode, but I'm not getting a good focus here. But that's a cacatoid cichlid. Beautiful. It's a male on top, the more colorful one, and on bottom is a female. And I also got another plecostomus. This is a bristlenose pleco. Very young, so you can't tell if it's male or female, but it's gonna grow bristles on its nose. And it actually has looking now a little, see that, oh man, can't get a good zoom in on there, but it has a couple of bristles at the end. Yeah, and also at the same time, I got some more friends here to help clean the tanks. Just a handful of nerite snails, and you can see one of them is probably aching to get out of there. So you've just witnessed 3 tanks, and this is my other tank. This is actually the first one I had here at the house. Is a 20 to 29-gallon, and this one it's on because just to keep the filters working and the biological filter. So basically the bacteria thriving. So without water circulation, the bacteria die, and then you pretty much lose that bacterial filtration. And then I'm eventually converting this one into an African cichlid tank. Oops, I got cut off right there, but I was going to say what's important is to set that up is to have some good sand. So here I'm using aragonite, which basically, I have to read more about it, but it helps to keep the pH a little higher, which is important for African cichlids. And also the particles themselves are relatively small, which is safe for the fish, for their mouths, so that it doesn't get damaged by burrowing in the sand or gravel. So smaller sand is safer. So now that we got the tank unwrapped from its original packing there, we're gonna rinse it up a little bit to get whatever debris out of there, any dust. You want to have the tank as clean as possible so that the fish that you're adding in are not exposed to any particular debris or other stuff. Just a good thing to do always is clean. Never clean with any soaps or abrasives, as these products can have some unwanted or undesirable ingredients that could be toxic to the fish. So never use soap to clean. Always just use water. Drying it off as well is important, I guess, just to get rid of whatever other debris that you can get out. I mean, this is pretty clean, so this is more just to be on the safe side, but it's always good to be safer than sorry. So I decided I'm going to put this tank right over here, so put some cardboard as a base until I find something a little better. As you can see, the aquarium is bare bottom. Basically, and there's no other plastic or anything else on it, so you don't want the bottom to get scratched. So that's why I'm putting the card. I'm going to place it on the cardboard. The next step now is to rinse the fluorite sand so that you get as much of the dust, I guess, out of the product, so that it's not as cloudy when you add it to your tank. So let's get to work. So we started about half the bag, and I'll just add some water now, and then I'm gonna kind of just swish around with my hand in a moment. So that you just get it up, move the debris out and pour out the excess water. I'll probably have to add a bit more water actually. Okay. Look at how cloudy this stuff is already. So pour some of that out. It's a bit clearer now, the effluent, with a couple of rinses since the last one you saw. Now the fun part, taking this gunk, this wet sand, and putting it right into here. Let's have some fun. There we go. Just be careful not to make a mess. There we go. And right in there like that. But you're not getting a good view of that. Just kind of spread it around. So I'm going to continue doing this. And show you the end result. So that's what we got for now. It's not bad. I'm going to add a bit more. So I'll have to go through a bit more of this. Of the sand and wash it again, and because I want to make a little bit of a. It's nice to have a like instead of having a flat surface, a more like a surface that's higher going down to a lower surface or something like that, and a variant of that to add a bit more character to the scape you're trying to build. So there's the extra mound in there. I didn't really move it around the way I wanted to right away, but that's kind of the idea. And they sell these mini rakes you can use to kind of rake the sand to shape it the way you like. So for now we're going to put this project on hold until I decide what kind of rocks I want to place. We're going to use this little piece of driftwood there as well, and yeah, and eventually once that's all settled in, some plants too, some carpeting plants and some other leafy plants, keep it simple. And the goal is that at some point in the next week or so, I'm going to get some mini shrimp. So they're called Neo Caridinium, if I got it well, or Caridina. And there's different colors, orange, yellow, red. Some are like hybrids. Really beautiful shrimp, very small. They grow to about, maybe a couple of centimeters at most. And I'm also going to include some really small fish. Very tiny fish also to be in this tank. So we'll get more to that as we move along the process. So these guys are itching to get out of there, so let's get them out of the bag and into the aquarium. So look at these beautiful beautiful shells. Go right in. So we got a couple right there on the right and another one right here in the middle. The other one fell down, so he's upside down right there. So let's go save him before they get him. It's not easy. There we go. So he's all flipped over and safe now from being attacked by any predators. Alright, so let's take these guys out. I'm sure you guys love watching this. See if you can scoop them all up in one go. Oh, get in there. Oh, okay, we'll get the two cockatoo cichlids out. And there we go. Out they go into their new home. And let's get this new guy, this pleco. Come on, you can get right in there. Okay, there we go. Slid right in. And let's see, there he is out in the water. There you go. Good. Here, go. Okay, perfect. So there he is. He's out. Let's go look for the other guys. Oh, there, I found one of them. Swimming up there. There's the male. Can't get a really good view, but he's taking his time getting into the tank. I'll give you some more videos in the future of these guys. A really beautiful fish with a lot of color. And so that will be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Ash Quarist. Oop, not very clean glass, we'll have to take care of that. And looking forward to bringing you more content in the future. So the tank behind you is a bigger one, 90 gallon. The one that we're going to be working on now is a 4 gallon, sorry, keeping set up. So, you know, different sizes, but definitely a lot of fun. Different challenge, big tank, small tank. But aquascaping, you know, is just so much fun, and if you ever get involved in it, you'll find it's just really creative and allows you just to create a world, pretty much an ecosystem. So thanks for watching, and we'll bring you another episode in the near future. And as always, you've been tanked. Oh no, it's not over. You guys have a good night or a good day wherever you guys are in the world, but I still have some work to do. I'm going to clean this guy out. It's supposed to be in my hospital tank. Well, I wasn't very good at it. I was keeping fish just for the fun of it and watching them in this tank. But a hospital tank is very important. When you add new fish or bring new fish home, you should put them in a hospital tank to quarantine them so that you're sure they don't have any illnesses. And then 2 weeks in, if they're nice and healthy and doing well, you can put them into your regular tank. I'm guilty of not doing this process and just adding them directly into my tank, as you see. But that's a risk. If a fish has an illness and spreads it to everyone else, you can be risking to lose some other fish in there as well, and having to use medication in your tank, and that's not always a good thing. And so, yeah. The other thing for a quarantine tank is if you have a sick fish, you see that he or she already has signs of being sick, you just transfer them into your hospital tank and treat them there. So you're treating just that fish and not the whole tank. So I'll just say, medications, could have some side effects, and also some, other compounds in it that could affect the fish in other ways, and be toxic to them. So that's pretty much it. See you guys next time. Take care.